Hello everyone, Teacher here. Welcome back to another video. Today I want to talk about raids and I want to talk about chapter 2 where I have some actual raid footage to show you. So if you're ready, let's take a closer look. So as you can see here, we're going to take a look at Haradrim today, and this is on the cave troll. And yes, you have seen this correctly, we're doing difficulty 5. So let's jump into it. So he starts off with an attack that we cannot do anything about. Uh, Ideally, this is actually the best setup. You would want him to hit Wubite or Robel, but ideally you would want to have it hit Wubite because it's okay that it's him. But you want it to hit one of these two because they are the tankiest members. And also, since we're gonna do special one from Bekalu, we're gonna cleanse, and it will always grant based on the position as you saw before. It will always cleanse the two that you place after Bekalu. So this is Bekalu being placed first, and then Robel and Wubate after that. They will always automatically get it if there's no one who has any Banes. So that's why you wanted to hit one of them. There we go. This is basically the first criteria, or the second one you could say. One of these two gets hit. It's normal. You can also make do with the F2 honestly, but you would want it to be one of these three and ideally not Bekalu. So that is the first thing. You want to have Lembus. I'm gonna talk you through that later, but you want to have Lembus on Tibeb so you can actually do the haste first turn and then ideally expose armor, but it's okay. Then you want the slow to hit. You need that to hit actually. Then you can get this off. You can get this off. We do some healing. And due to the fact that Robel on both her basics reduce turn meter, and the fact that you've done haste first and slow being landed, means you technically have 2 times option for Yefter to land his weaken on his basic. So if everything had gone completely perfect, you would have seen exposed armor on here as well. We're gonna make him taunt, but obviously he will always do this, so this is just a way to make sure that you get this done. And then you just basically, this is the first one, there's nothing to it. Again, weaken is something you really want to make sure gets on there. Look, all these poison stacks. Now it will take down to 5 because that is the max he can have on basic, or like 5 goes away. As you can see, he had 6, then 5 went away, depending on how many you inflicted. Now here, it's okay, everything. This is also okay. Everything is going fine at the moment. And we get a Topple. So I started off with the AoE to also reduce turn meter on the side. Let's get some haste down. Ideally, you would want special 1 to be up here, because that way you could make... I don't know why I actually did that. That was a mistake there with the Bekalu. I wanted to hit the troll. So this is the second parameter. Like here, if this slow doesn't land, consider restarting. Let's get some healing down. She's still only a 6-star, so that here will be way better in the future. And this cave troll is just so slow, and then Robel reducing the turn meter. So basically, this will show you why this is just so awesome. Like, the fact that the cave troll has health here is of no consequence. Actually, it works better. Here I should actually do the worst team-up attack there is in the game, Bekalu and Wubite, because it does less damage. Here we go. And the reason why that is because then I would have more turn meter. So basically, as you can see, I'm almost back to a full setup. So this is actually ideal setup. You want after you get a kill, you would want Bekalu and Robel. I know I switched around there, but Robel, Bekalu, you want them to be the ones who are gonna go next. Here we go this. Get some concentration down. We get the hit and we get some Black Serpent poison, because now we also have some poison on. And let's get the haste. This is why I think it is important that you have provoke stack on Wubate, the fact that he will take it, so you have the setup on these two so they don't get, you saw he resisted, but the fact that you have concentration on here, this is really nice. We hit the slow. Now the cave troll could have inflicted daze, but I actually resisted it. And then, as you saw, the daze came, and here we go. Let's actually see, what did I do here? So we landed the slow. I want to take a look at EF2. Okay, so I actually did use that one. This only removes one because it's only level 4. At level 6 it removes 2. He also resisted. But here you can see this is what happens when you have both the crit chance from deadly increased by 30% and the concentration on. And we get reduction here. Got a crit, that's pretty nice. This is okay. Here's where I make a mistake. I want the exposed armor, but after viewing this a few times and thinking about it, you don't want to do this. Actually, you just want to inflict the weaken, because exposed armor is nice, but having weaken on is actually way more important, because it will get some hits off, and having your, look at this. Look at how much health just went away there. 70k. But it hits 12. That would have been down to 6k. So that is actually a heal from Tebeb that would cancel that out. Now there we get a weaken on. Sadly, he gets a momentum stack and he clears. Now this is where my RNG was bad in this run, because he got the roar, so now he gets to counter on every single one here. And that's a lot of health that he removes. So that really sucked for me. This was a little bit iffy. By the way, this is the second run on difficulty 5 I was attempting, or attempt 2. And the reason why I attempted difficulty 5 is because I had done difficulty 4 after upgrading some glyphs. Again, we're going to take a look at that. And I'd got 1.5, and I felt I owed it to you, everyone, to not be happy and keep trying. There we go. We get the cleanse. This is actually pretty okay. There we go. We inflicted everyone. I don't know why I didn't hit the Skull Crusher there. So this was actually really good that these Shadows here took its hit before Wubate, because otherwise there is the RNG element that when he does his basic, he removes 1 Bane, and if that had been the slow, I would have been screwed in this run. But yeah, you can see here 5k everywhere. That could have been 2.5k had I done the weaken, so that really sucks. This was really important, the fact that I got that one there. We're gonna go haste first. Weaken, you can see, way better. But imagine how good I would have been here when the troll roared for those counterattack stacks if it hadn't happened. Because then everyone would be like half HP. I don't know why I focus over there and then do the heal. We make sure we get hit. There we go. I'm a little bit indecisive here, because if I don't land here, I would say with the deadly and the concentration on, I felt very safe that I would hit, but it was still a little bit unsure. So here we're just gonna keep going. This is also what why I use that, because the fact that I get the concentration on is just so massive there, and how many turns I can take is insane. Like, the amount of turn meter that is removed almost gives me 2 turns. So basically 1 and 2 on Robel can land, and you can still keep it going, because as you can see there, that didn't land. Again, this really sucks that it's Rebel who has to start out with that, because if I could have reduced some turn meter here, that would have been just so good. Here I did my attempt to see, can I get the poison stacks on. I was really torn between, should I try to hit concentration or what should I do, but I figured it's better to try to see if I can get the poison on, to because he has the counter stack. So if I could get some Black Serpent and poison stacks and just poison in general, to see if I could have done enough damage. Now he does hit me that hard, so I actually get Last Stand procced, so I get to do this, then we get to do haste, but he just resists here everything. Here I should have done basic. I know why I did that right there, but I should have just gone for that. We do like this to make sure. And this is where the run basically ends. You can see when this one got resisted, I knew it was over. And that's basically how it's gonna go. So right now they don't have any glyphs on, but the team in total had 62k power, and we're gonna go through them one by one. So Tebeb has these abilities right here. So when she is 7-star, she will be that on Wednesday, I believe. As you can see, I'm still missing some fortitude, which would be great for the resistance, and also just overall 300 more healing and 3%, and her health would have gone up quite significantly because of the 7-star. So what glyphs am I using on her? Well, I'm actually using this glyph here, Armor Piercer, because it is health, and it has some focus. Health armor. It's my Elrond, and then I'm doing Elrond. I'm basically just redoing my Elrond glyphs because there's a lot of health. This one damage, not really needed for her. I like it on Elrond because he really hits hard with his wave. And then my last one was where is the last one? Ah, there we go. This one, armor damage crit. Critical damage. It's okay. Like, the glyph isn't perfect, but it's what I used, and I'll have to look at something else for Elrond in the future. But that is what I'm using on Tibet because I want that first turn haste. It makes the setup work basically. Wubite I did two times shield wall, and the reason why I did shield wall is because this one has focus on. Here we went with a resistance. This would ideally also be focus or resistance. And then I did a bloodlust up here. I believe I did one of these for 7-star. I probably did this one due to having the speed, but I could also be going with this one. I'm not really sure which one I went with. So, but yeah, as you can see, he's okay, but he doesn't really do any damage. He's still slow. Again, Last Stand and Armor Piercer, it seems, is what I went with here. Now, if I had this one more, if I had his abilities leveled, I believe maybe his damage would have been enough overall. But yeah, Last Stand and Armor Piercer. Bekaloo, normally before I did Withering, but I've heard there's a bug. I've never really seen it or noticed it, so I decided to go ahead and use Last Stand and Bloodlust on her as well. I think this one here might be what could push it. Like, if there is one ability only that I need to level, I would guess it would be this one. And the reason why I'm not leveling it is because they are not that great in Chapter 4 at the moment. It would also work there, but also Chapter 3. Now, I know someone who has DM'd me, and he also posted in my YouTube comments, thank you for that, saying his Haradrim can do difficulty 4, 9.50k, and they're a little bit lower than mine, so I will try it. And that is Last Stand with Bloodlust. So normally I just go full Bloodlust on my units. I'll see if I can get the recording out on how it works for me. But yeah, if I have the time, I will attempt difficulty 4 in Chapter 3, just to, because it would be nice. But yeah, again, Last Stand and Bloodlust. Same here, Last Stand and Bloodlust. And now that I've talked so much about it, let's take a look. It's basically level 7, as you can see, and then I make it, and then I just swap around. There's a little bit here and there. Resistance, really good. This one, Focus, is what I use on, I believe this one is on Bekaloo because of the high focus and the chance for crit and also speed. And then this one is on Robel. I like the higher focus on my Bekaloo because when she crits, she gets Black Serpent and also she can inflict the actual poison stack. So Bekaloo is the one I really focus on. And if we take a look here, everyone gets to around 3k, and thanks to Robel passive, they get 15% more focus. So everyone gets up to probably 3.4k, or Robel does at least, I don't know. But yeah, with glyphs, this team is 62k power and was so close for 2 million. I didn't want to push my luck because I had really bad RNG with my Rivendell yesterday. They could only get me 1 million, so I didn't hit my 5 million mark in chapter 2. I got 4.68. Thorin did 900k, that was really nice, but again, Haradrim, they are now working, and level 7 glyphs is basically what did the trick. Before I was doing some level 8 withering without really having the big focus on focus glyphs. Yeah, I kind of like thought of that midway and I thought it sounded bad, but let's roll with it. So my suggestion with Haradrim glyphs, more focus on Robel, Bekaloo, and Wubete. Level 7 is okay. Wubete I didn't do Last Stand on because I didn't have the glyphs for it, but I had the glyphs for it in Shield Wall, so that's why I did that there. Otherwise I would have done Last Stand. Yevtu, mostly damage and then just some focus secondaries is not the most important thing. Robel, Bekaloo, and Wubete. Wubete to land the slow. And then it's really vital that you place Bekaloo first, Robel, and Wubete second. So when you get into the Topple phase from a Bekaloo special 1, you gain the deadly and concentration on Wubete, so he has that higher chance of landing his slow. That is vital. And then it's just basically, as you saw, it's just chuck it down, handle the one on the sides, make sure in Topple phase you always use Robel basic on the troll. If it's slowed, GG. I believe my team could score 2 million. I'll see if I can try it next time. Otherwise, just a little bit fine tuning. But 62k power, pretty nice. And the fact that it's only gear 9, I know I say only, but that's because I know someone who has done 2 million. That's 900 with his goblins. Big congrats to him on the troll. He's done 2 million with his goblins, and one of them had to go to gear 10. And I believe almost everyone is leveled abilities. Haradrim isn't. So, yeah. Also, of course, Haradrim had to be buffed several times, but that is. And then hopefully we get some news from CG soon. But yeah, I want to leave you with this to say that Haradrim, now they can actually score great, and best of luck if you have Haradrims leveled or considering leveling them. Then this is how you do it in chapter 2. See you all next video.